You needed to protect Courtney even in death.
Even in death, yes, I did. I did it. And I know she'd be happy. I know she is happy.
That's all for this edition of Dateline. We'll see you again Sunday at 7, 6 Central. And of course, I'll see you each weeknight for NBC Nightly News. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, good night.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukic.
And I'm Dan Hagan. Some roads near Tomahawk are closed because of flooding. Here's Zenith Tower Road just west of Tomahawk. A river that leads into Lake Mahoxon is flooded right now. This is just one road experiencing flooding in Lincoln County. A part of County E going over the Spirit Flows just south of Tomahawk is also closed. And a part of County X near Gleason is also closed because of flooding. Officials say never drive through a flooded road.
Early this morning, a fire broke out at around 2 a.m. at an 8-unit condo in Rothschild. Crews responded and were able to put out the fire by around 11 a.m., but some hot spots were still present. The property is on the 7300 block of White Spire Road. The condo is considered a total loss. Red Cross is working with the displaced residents of the condominium. There were no injuries to the residents of the condo, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
In Athens, a man faces felony charges for cutting the brake lines on a vehicle. According to police documents, he wanted to be with the vehicle owner's girlfriend. Bond has been set at $50,000 for 22-year-old David Genrich. Investigators say the victim noticed all of the brake lines in his SUV were cut on March 28th. The SUV was in a driveway of a residence in Merrill. Then on April 1st, brake lines were cut on the victim's dad's truck. The victim then told investigators about David Genrich and how he had been paying a lot of attention to his girlfriend. After a video camera was installed at the victim's dad's house, it showed footage of Genrich under the truck at around 2 a.m. on April 4th. Investigators shortly after interviewed Genrich and asked him why he had cut the brake lines. His answers indicated he wanted the victim out of the picture so he could take his girlfriend. Genrich faces 6 felony charges and is scheduled to be back in court on April 24th.
Conrad, this weather has been beautiful. It does not feel like April.
I know, right? It feels like June, July with the 70s, close to 80 degrees earlier today.
Sadly, we can't enjoy that anymore, right? We got a cold weekend coming up.
Exactly, Dan. Not for long. Enjoy it while it lasts. Tomorrow's your last chance to enjoy those 70s, and then temperatures plummet. Right now, though, still pretty mild. We have 70s in our state. Chicago's still at 70 degrees right now. But look at this cold front right about here. That's a slow-moving cold front, and that's going to continue to move east. And as it does, say goodbye to the 60s and 70s and 80s for a long time, folks. Yes. Right now, we're at 64 here in town, 60s all over the area, even a couple of 50s. Lando Lakes has a pocket of some cooler air right now. Some mid-40s are showing up, but down south, lots of mild air. 60s, almost 70s all over the area. Winds are starting to go calm right now, so not much to talk about there. We do have a light breeze at around 5 to 10 miles per hour south of Wausau area, but overall, though, it's pretty calm. Fire weather warnings are gone for now. We do still have some flood advisories and even some warnings in Fargo, North Dakota, with all of that snow still on the ground right now. Tonight, though, we're going to continue to cool off, hovering in those lower 50s. Dan?
A 17-year-old armed with a weapon was arrested today outside a high school in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Authorities responded to the scene and located a weapon which was described as a rifle. The suspect was spotted in a neighborhood carrying the weapon, and someone notified a school resource officer. Waukesha North High School was placed on lockdown while authorities searched the area for the suspect. The 17-year-old was discovered in the backyard of a home with the weapon and eventually surrendered.
A temporary pause Friday on a lower court ruling that would have restricted the use of an abortion drug. The Justice Department asked the Supreme Court Friday to intervene in the emergency dispute over a Texas judge's ruling. The DOJ wants the court to step in now rather than wait for an appeal to formally play out at the federal appellate level. Justice Alito says the order is stayed until midnight on Wednesday, giving the justices more time to consider the issue. The case is said by many to be the most important abortion-related dispute to reach the high court since the justices overturned Roe v. Wade last summer.
Fires have hit western Wisconsin hard. Officials at Fort McCoy are reporting that the nearby fire is now 100% contained. The Arcadia fire had burned 3,000 acres as of this morning. It started on Wednesday night, and much of the fire had been at Fort McCoy, with only 100 acres affected outside of the U.S. Army installation's boundaries. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Friday is the third day for red flag warnings and extreme risks for more than 13 counties in Wisconsin.
Marshfield Clinic Health System is dropping its mask requirements. The health system is no longer requiring patients and staff to wear masks under most circumstances beginning April 17th. Last month, Marshfield Clinic lifted all visitor restrictions and removed COVID-19 testing requirements for hospital admissions or before surgeries. People can still choose to wear a mask, and staff will wear one if requested. Masks are encouraged for patients with symptoms consistent with COVID-19 infections.
The proposed Pelican River Forest would preserve 70,000 acres of land east of Rhinelander for conservation, public access, and timber harvest. Right now, the Conservation Fund, who owns the land, is trying to establish a conservation easement through the DNR. This week, the Rhinelander City Council voted unanimously to support the project. The Pelican River Forest project was blocked by State Senator Mary Velskowski of Irma last year. State funding for the project is now in limbo.
The Special Olympics is underway at UW Oshkosh. More than 800 athletes are at UW Oshkosh this weekend to compete in the Special Olympics Wisconsin Spring Games. Athletes have been training all spring to qualify for these weekend games. They'll be competing in basketball and swimming events, and opening ceremonies took place tonight.
It's so much more than just the sports, the joy, the friendship, the courage. It's about being a family, really. But these screenings are just another way to make sure that those athletes are staying healthy and doing what they love.
Brittany Hoig is a Special Olympics Wisconsin Senior Director of Health Programs. She says they will be educating participants on health and wellness this weekend and be hosting free vision, hearing, and dental screenings provided by local professionals. A large corner lot in downtown Eagle River sat empty for years. It was a spot to just drive by, but now it's a place to sit and relax.
Last year, phase 1 of the Rotary Square project was completed with turf, picnic tables, and more. But the Rotary Club of Eagle River and other partners aren't stopping there. Newswatch 12's Mohammed Abdul Kawi has more.
So I'm just really excited about, kind of where this club has kind of brought this project so far.
Since 2021, the city of Eagle River has been working on Rotary Square, a place where people could come together and have a good time.
It's been a lot of hard work. It hasn't been just overnight with the progress that we've made with it. The members of the Rotary Club and people that have kind of stepped forward with their expertise put a lot of time into this project so far. It's just the funding part of it was really what surprised me about the project.
So far, the Eagle River Rotary Club has raised around $380,000 for their project, and they're hoping to break ground on their building in the spring.
Our goal is about $515,000, so we're very close.
Karen Margolowski is the executive director of the Eagle River Revitalization Program, and she says the plan for the square is to host a lot of community events.
To break ground early in the spring means that we can utilize the building and the lot in summertime. It's a place that people can come, that can escape, and we just hope that it helps them physically, mentally, emotionally, and it is just a vital part of the community.
With this project, the city of Eagle River is hoping to provide a little spark to the downtown area for generations.
For the pavilion and what we're doing with the space and the bathrooms, and it's going to get a lot of use. There's so much people, so much traffic down here in the summers, and it's really going to be an awesome space.
The sooner we can get the funds, the sooner we can break ground, and the sooner that the community can use it this summer. So we're super excited to have the community's support.
Reporting in Eagle River, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, Newswatch 12.
Two families are challenging Rotary to raise $55,000 for Rotary Square by June 1st. They will match those donations dollar for dollar. For more information on how to donate, you can visit our website, WJFW.com.
Coming up, we'll head to Leona, where the school district hosted tribal members for a meal and conversation. That's after weather, right here on Newswatch 12.
At Batteries Plus, we do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives.
Visit Batteries Plus for free auto battery testing and installation. Get powered in-store, curbside, and at batteriesplus.com.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful. What? That's our boy.
So bright.
Enjoy one of our tasty bagel sandwiches, like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel or the sausage, egg, and cheese bagel.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you saved, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Okay. Doggy paddle, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We're reinventing our network
with smarter, more efficient routes, so you can deliver more value to your customers.
Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service.
At Len's Truck, we're all trucks all the time. Nobody has a better selection of used trucks. Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy. Buy now and get the highest trade-in value ever at Len's. Go to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
Avoiding triggers but can't keep migraines away? Qulipta can help prevent migraines. You can't always prevent what's going on outside. That's why Qulipta helps what's going on inside. Qulipta gets right to work. In a 3-month study, Qulipta significantly reduced monthly migraine days, and the majority of people reduced them by 50 to 100%. Qulipta blocks CGRP, a protein believed to be a cause of migraines. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Qulipta.
And happy Friday to you folks. The weekend is knocking on our door. It is going to be another warm day out there tomorrow. And of course, we're going to be melting more snow and ice, especially on those lakes at the moment. Wouldn't recommend going on the lakes. Snowmobiles are gone for the season. That is done. Cars definitely don't risk going on the ice. And walking, I wouldn't recommend ice fishing, as temperatures have been in the 70s, even 80s yesterday. Today, 79 degrees. Not quite breaking the record, but 80s even into Wausau, down by Stevens Point. 83 degrees. UP once again had temperatures upper 70s, even some lower 80s, all the way up into the most northern part of the UP. Throw those winds out there, still not looking too bad. Our record high is actually 83 degrees in 2003, so we didn't break that. Our average high, though, should be around 52 degrees, so another nice and pleasant day out there today. High pressure is for most of the country right now, bringing all of those warm temperatures all the way up to Canada. But changes are on the way right about here. That's that cold front. So sharp cold front that's going to slowly inch its way east. And as it does, guess what? Temperatures will really cool down. Buckle up and hop on this roller coaster ride. Tomorrow, 75 degrees. Look what happens on Sunday. Morning high will be around 46 degrees, and then we're cooling back down into the 30s later into the day. So get ready. A big change is on the way, and even cooler on a Monday. Look at that, 32 degrees with some snow, and then we finally warm back up into the 40s and some lower 50s by middle to end of next week. Still slightly below our average. Winds are starting to calm down right now. Tomorrow, though, once again, we will have some rain showers and some isolated thunderstorms moving on in, where wind gusts will reach close to 30 to even 35 miles per hour in those isolated thunderstorm cells. And then it really gets ramped up Sunday into Monday as that main low pressure system starts to move across the area. Winds will really be gusty Sunday into Monday with all that snow starting to fall. It's not going to be that great, folks. Right now, we do have some increasing clouds. That rain is in that border pretty much of western Wisconsin and into Minnesota. Duluth is about to get hit with a little bit of rain A couple of thunderstorms are also showing up there closer into the southern part of Minnesota, Mankato area, North Mankato. Get ready for some storms. There are some storms also firing up down south as this low pressure system's moves out of the area. This allows Gulf moisture to rise up, and that's going to bring a lot of moisture with this next system. We're looking at 2 to even 2.5 inches of liquid equivalent rain with this system. We're looking at rain Saturday, good amount of rain, really heavy rain Saturday night into Sunday, and then the transition Sunday afternoon into those evening hours. That rain becomes a wintry mix and then quickly transitions into snow with those heavier bands of snow by those early morning hours on Monday. So road conditions will not be the best for your morning commute on Monday. So please plan to leave a little bit extra early and to save a little bit of time. Drive slower and don't forget your shovels and get those plows ready. We will absolutely need them Sunday into Monday. Tonight, though, not at all. 52 degrees, very mild conditions. Increasing clouds, though, we will have some mostly cloudy skies later tonight. Tomorrow, that's when it begins. The rain starts to move on in. Thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon hours, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Warm temperatures still in those mid-70s, so enjoy it while it lasts, literally, because then we really cool down. As our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show rain transitions into snow Sunday evening. Then look at that. Snow will be in the area on Monday. We clear up by Tuesday, and more chances of rain Wednesday into Thursday, possibly maybe more snow Friday into Saturday. Dan and Jessica?
The Every Student Succeeds Act dates back to 1965 and provides federal grants to school districts. It's designed to ensure every student has an opportunity to succeed.
Title VI of the law outlines how funding is provided to districts to support tribal children. The Leona School District has an average enrollment of 300 students, and every year they're seeing more tribal children enroll. Today, they held a feast for administrators, parents, and students to talk about how to better help those kids. Jason Bertrand is the principal of Leona High School and hopes the feast draws more people to these conversations.
We have meetings like this every year, and it's maybe 4 or 5 people that will show up. That's why I'm so excited this time, because we didn't have anyone RSVP, but we're expecting over 100 people to show and to be able to have some great communication between us all.
Bertrand had a list of questions at each table aimed at stirring conversations. Chad Frank is a parent of a student in Leona and said he was taught to share his culture with others and is thankful for the feast.
Within our community on the reservation, that's what we teach our kids these days. So I find it amazing that the school district has taken an interest as well.
Those in attendance enjoyed fry bread tacos and wild rice soup. They discussed where to display tribal nations' flags, how to include more native language, and possible trips to cultural centers. Packers players past and present were in the Minocqua area today.
Plus, Lakeland High School's star softball pitcher took to the mound. Saul Meyer will have the highlights right after the break.
Get an extra 20% off during our Spring Spruce Up event. Right now at Slumberland Furniture, get this Ashley sofa for just $3.99 in your choice of 2 colors. Incredible! Did you know Slumberland has the lowest prices on Ashley product?
Have my 3 older kids home to visit.
Oh yeah, I love coming home. I missed having soft water.
That's why I bring my laundry home on the weekend.
It's so much better for my hair too, but you wouldn't know anything about that, Corey.
Well, that's why my hair looks so nice and moisturized.
What do you know about moisturized hair?
Well, having 2 older sisters and a brother who only showers a couple times a week helps.
Well, actually, 72 years of treating water in Wisconsin is our family story. You kids are pretty well versed in water.
So let us make your family's water better today.
Fishing for the best deal on a new boat and motor? Then get to American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano. Pick from hundreds of boats and pontoons in stock at the largest showroom in the USA. Then increase your power with a Mercury motor on your new dream boat. We'll beat any boat price by $500. and trade in your old boat and motor for even more savings. Book the best deal on new boats and Mercury Motors at American Marine and Motorsports, Shawano.
Get an extra 20% off during our spring spruce up event. Right now at Slumberland Furniture, get this Ashley sofa for just $3.99 in your choice of 2 colors. Incredible! Did you know Slumberland has the lowest prices on Ashley product?
The Packers are on day 3 of their tailgate tour after stopping in Ashland, Superior, and Eau Claire. Today, they made their way to Lakeland Aviation in Minocqua. The Great Future Tailgate was hosted by the Boys and Girls Club of the Northwoods. The event had a VIP special where fans got to be up close and personal with current and former Packers to take pictures and get autographs. After that, they opened up the event to the public for an in-depth Q&A for the fans to get to know the players better. One of the faces of the Packers, President Mark Murphy, was able to attend and talk about the importance of giving back to the community.
The Packers are a community-based team, so giving back to the community is crucial for us. And, you know, the tailgate tour is something we've been doing. This is our 17th year. It's just a chance not only to raise money for great causes across the state, but also to thank our fans.
Packers running back Aaron Jones is known for giving back to the community and is happy that he found a new one in northern Wisconsin.
It means everything. I do a lot of giving back. Me and my family have our foundation, A&A all the way, so that's one of my passions, just being involved in the community, being a resource in my community, helping other people, and, you know, just bringing hope, inspiring as well, and just spreading love.
This trip isn't the only stop the Packers will make in the Northwoods. They'll be in Rhinelander tomorrow at the Habitat for Humanity at 9 a.m. Wausau West and Lakeland Union softball teams squared off today in a great Northern Wisconsin Valley Conference showdown in Wausau. Both teams are vying for a win, with Wausau West looking to snap a 5-game losing streak and Lakeland Union looking to bounce back from a conference loss to Tomahawk. So let's see which team will get back in the win column in this softball showdown in Wausau. Here in the first inning, Sailor Timmerman was doing Sailor Timmerman things. She gets the Warriors player to go down swinging. Later that inning, she does it again, this time putting the West player down looking. She struck out the first 5 batters of the game. Now let's talk about the Warriors defense. Ball gets rocketed to Taylor Liebelt, who makes the play at third for the out. The defense was there for the Warriors. 1 inning later, ball is popped up and Claire Collins makes the play at shortstop, and that defense was too much for the T-Birds as Wausau West takes this one 6-3. Moving on from high school softball to soccer, Northland Pines and Three Lakes squared off in a non-conference game. Pines is coming off of their season opener yesterday, where they took down Antigo 7-0 to start conference play out with a win. Three Lakes is also coming off of a win in their season opener when they took down Merrill 2-0 on Tuesday. And with both of these teams undefeated, something had to give in Rhinelander when these two teams faced off. Here in the first half, Eagles with possession on the throw-in. Emma Weber has it. She's going to shoot it, but it's going to be blocked by Willow Schroeder, and we remain scoreless. And she was a force to be reckoned with in the goal. Later that half, Casey Sternhagen shoots, but Schroeder corrals it in for another save. Now on to the second half. Sternhagen has another chance with a free kick, and Schroeder is able to save it once again. Later that half, Eagles had a penalty kick, and Grace Plank finally gets one past Schroeder for the goal. However, this one ended up being a tie, with both teams scoring 1 goal each to remain undefeated. We'll be right back after the break.
Join us this weekend in Tomahawk for the 38th annual WJJQ Home Show with Health Expo on Saturday from 9 till 4, Sunday 10 till 3 at the Tomahawk School Complex. Admission is free and sponsored by area businesses and Northwoods 92.5 WJJQ.
Habush attorneys are the best of what a personal injury attorney is about.
To get the most money for your case, you need to have a law firm that's unrelenting.
We will fight with all that we have in person power, in knowledge and experience to bring about the result they deserve.
I I can't give them their life back how it was, but I can give them the financial compensation to get their life back on track.
I'm coming right back.
Okay. No! You're not even touching. What?
When you get a recliner from Home Furniture and Design, it's sure to be the best seat in the house. And with our great prices, easy financing, and home delivery, there's no need to fight over who gets the good seat. Home Furniture and Design in Wisconsin Rapids and Plover.
Saturday, April 22nd, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your medicine cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medication properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Forest, Vilas, and Oneida County.
We've spent the last 15 years of our lives learning every single Beatles song, which means that we are ready to play any one of them for you here tonight. But what makes this show even cooler are your requests of these songs. When you came in here tonight, we had those request cards set up. We collected all of those cards, and 2 minutes before the show started, we put together a set list based upon the songs that you guys picked.
Yesterday and Today, the interactive Beatles experience. Friday, April 28th at the Grand Theater Wausau. Tickets at grandtheater.org.
Join us this weekend in Tomahawk for the 38th annual WJJQ Home Show with Health Expo on Saturday from 9 till 4, Sunday 10 till 3 at the Tomahawk School Complex. Admission is free and sponsored by area businesses and Northwoods 92.5 WJJQ.
Next week, more than 100 northern Wisconsin veterans will take a trip to Washington, D.C. In this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, they will go on the never-forgotten honor flight. Monday morning, the Northern Wisconsin group will fly out of the Central Wisconsin Airport in Mosinee. After spending the day at various monuments and memorials, they will return Monday evening. In total, veterans from 45 states and 124 cities have went on the honor flight. On the same note, be sure to tune into our newscast here next week. Our reporter Matt Weaver will have coverage of the flight once they return.
A veteran competing in a custom motorcycle competition is one step closer to winning. Jim Campbell of Wausau is competing for a spot on the Orange County Choppers TV show. Participants are being voted on by a concept for the bike. Campbell is proposing an honor flight themed bike. He has advanced to the top 5, and the winner will participate in the show in June. We'll have one final check of the forecast, but first, here's a look at this week's Big Old Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
All right, I got a question for y'all. What's the difference between an angler and a dunce? Well, one baits his hook while the other hates his books. And with that, we'll move on with this week's Big Old Fish. We'll start off with Alexis Cronin. It was a foggy morning in late February, and she was fishing on an Oneida County lake when she caught this nice 17-inch smallie on a tipper. Now, it made several runs before she was able to catch it, snap some photos, and release it. Well, how cool is that? Big old fish, and it gets released to fight another day? That's pretty awesome. And that's a big old fish. Way to go, Alexis. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Braden Richard, who was fishing in Washington County with a redfin shiner when he caught this absolutely gorgeous 3.5-pound largemouth. 3.5 pounds? Largemouth? Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. That is one big old fish. Way to go, Braden. Keep on reeling him in. And finally on this week's Big Old Fish, we have John Everett. And there's not really any other information listed here other than he caught this beautiful 23-inch walleye. Well, that is one big old fish, John. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norland Taxidermy Fish Mill is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high open engine. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Are record high energy and water costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive. While you may not ask for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to be without heat, water, or power. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.heat.help.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
Join the conversation when you're on the go. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date. Newswatch 12, from where you live.
The Anago High School Art Club and the Recycled Art Committee of Anago Visual Arts would like to introduce their newest creation, a plastic bottle cap prom dress. Senior Ruben Fayan will be wearing the dress to prom on April 29th. That's beautiful.
It's
I love
beautiful,
it.
and this is a smart lady because, you know, we all spent way too much at prom, and it lasted one night. That I like that.
Recycle, reuse,
wonder if they have any bottle cap tuxedos, you know?
I think
could be a good business.
I guess we still have
Exactly, yeah. I kind of miss prom now. Wow, yeah. Good times, good times. But taking a look outside, the weather was beautiful then. I remember I had my prom around June, and it feels like June now. Temperatures were in those upper 70s earlier today, even some mid-80s once again. We didn't break a record today, but we did yesterday. Still, a lot of warm air will be in the area tomorrow, and then Sunday, things go downhill. Get ready. Don't put away those shovels and plows just yet, because several inches of snowfall will be likely Sunday night into Monday.
Time to bundle up again.
I'm ready.
Conrad. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great weekend.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high open engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Save 11% on all your outdoor storage needs right now at Menards. The Suncast 8x10 resin outdoor storage shed is built with steel reinforced double wall construction, metal hinges, and lockable handles. All Suncast storage sheds are 11% off. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out, building the highest quality doors in a wide selection of styles. Get a prime steel exterior door system for just $349.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Good news. This just in. Your Ford dealers have fresh shipments of their award-winning SUV lineup in stock and ready for you to drive home today. Get your hands on a new Ford, the #1 brand in SUV owner loyalty, including Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And now, here's more good news. Choose FlexBuy on Explorer or Edge and get 0.9% APR